What's up guys, Walker here, and welcome to A Tale of Two Wastelands Modding Guide Part 4, Cut Content and Quests. Alrighty guys, just wanted to hop in at the beginning of this episode and tell you that this episode is 110% optional. I wouldn't consider this a core for this ultimate modding guide for Tale of Two Wastelands. I wouldn't consider this episode core. While it is going to improve your experience, it's going to add more playtime and just new things that you may not have seen before, it's not required. I mean, you're still going to get hundreds of hours of gameplay just from the Fallout 3 being inside of Fallout New Vegas and some of the other little mods we're going to download. So just wanted to hop in right now and say, if you don't want to watch this whole video, you can go ahead and skip right next to the episode to the next episode, which will be more of core mods to the playthrough. So thanks. Welcome back guys. Today we're going to be talking about some content that had been cut from the vanilla Fallout New Vegas game and some new quests for both the Fallout 3 section of Tale of Two Wastelands and the New Vegas section of Tale of Two Wastelands. So if you didn't already know, Fallout New Vegas had some content that was cut from the original game, basically due to development timelines and other glitches maybe they couldn't work out. Luckily for us, the modding community puts those back into the game, and even luckier for us, one of the guys over from the Tale of Two Wastelands forum has actually updated and compiled everything we're going to need into one single mod for us. So there's about, I don't know, 15 to 20 different mods here that they've already merged everything for us. So that's great. That's going to save us a lot of time. So I'm going to leave links to everything you're going to need down in the description. All you're going to do when you see this GitHub page is clone or download, and then download zip. Once this downloads, shouldn't take too long here. Yep. We're gonna go bring this out to our desktop, and we're gonna extract it here. We can get rid of this archive now. Open up this folder. I'm going to create another folder on our desktop first, actually. We're going to name this New Vegas Uncut Tale of Two Wastelands. Alright, so we're going to open up this and make another new folder inside that and name it Data. And then from the archive we downloaded, we're going to open up the New Vegas Uncut, grab all these files, and drag and drop them into the data folder. We're going to go back. Now we're going to grab the patches. So all these patches that we're going to get are something that I'm going to install on my playthrough eventually. So I'm going to grab the A World of Pain patch, the Inheritance patch, New Vegas Bounties 2. Not going to grab the New Vegas Bounties 3 yet. I might come back later and get that. Project Nevada we need. I'm going to be installing Russell, so we're going to grab that. And it looks like the rest of these I'm going to be installing Someguy, Streetlights, and then the Tale of Two Wastelands patches. So we can go back here. And we're not going to worry about any of the other stuff here. This is all in the main two folders is all we're going to need. So we can go ahead and exit out of that. We can delete that folder. The new folder we made we're going to add to archive. And then once that's done, we can get rid of this folder. Go back over to, open up Mod Organizer first. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Alright, so don't open up your game, that was an accident. Alright, so add archive, and then just select the archive we just made. Hit manual, and right click data, and hit set data directory, and that's everything in there. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck the readme and the patching guide, I don't need those. And OK. Alright, and that one's good to go. And when you see these little red exclamation points over here, just disable those for now. Those are mods we're going to be adding later, but we don't have yet. Alright, and moving on to the next mod. This is Sortomatic Modders Resource. This is just a file that we're going to need to make for compatibility with a lot of other quest mods. So just download that with the manager. Once that's done, double click to install. It's just an ESM. We're going to actually move this to our first little quest thing here. So just right above New Vegas Uncut. Alright, going on to the next mod, After School Special, just another little extra quest for New Vegas. We're going to download the Sortomatic version 4 full. Download that with manager. Wait for it to finish over on Mod Organizer. And once it's done, double click to install. Right click data, set data directory. Alright, that one's installed. Alright, next one we're going to look at is Demos. Go over to the Files tab, download with manager, and that one's pretty simple. That's all you need on that one. We're going to go ahead and just install everything we need and then come back and or download everything we need and then come back and install. So now we're looking at the new Bison Steve Hotel and Lucky Casino. So we're going to want the Sortomatic version. So we have to download the main file first, so download with manager, and then we're going to download the Sortomatic version manually. Okay, so once that's done downloading, bringing that onto your desktop, let's open it up and see what we got. So we're using the ESM version, so open that up. You can actually just drag and drop the ESM version folder out here. Get rid of this. See what we got. It's just a new ESM. So add to archive. Get rid of this folder. Okay, so go ahead and install Demos. Right click Demos, hit set data directory. And in case you haven't already figured it out, I'm not going to be going over all these quest mods in this video. I'm just going to be basically showing you the page and installing them. If you want to know what the quests are all about, go just check out the pages that I leave in the description. Alright, so new Bison and Steve Hotel, install that. Oops, didn't mean to delete that, oh well. So open up the from archive ESM version, just rename this to the new Bison Steve Hotel and Lucky Casino. Manual, right click the data, okay, and then it's going to ask you to merge. Yep, it's just going to replace that old ESM file so that it's compatible with Sortomatic. Alright, go on to the next one, the Someguy series. This is just an ESM file for all this Someguy 2000s mods, which we're going to be installing quite a few of those. So download that with manager, activate it, set data directory, and then go over to New Vegas Bounties 1, which is another one of his mods. Download with manager, then go over to New Vegas Bounties 2, download with manager as well, and then the last of his mods that we're going to be installing, at least for today, the Inheritance, Files tab, download with manager. Alright, so wait for those to finish downloading. And New Vegas Bounties 1 is done, so we can go ahead and double click to install that. Manual, set data directory on the data folder. Install that. And while we wait for those to finish downloading, we're going to go ahead and move on to the next mods. Okay, so Beyond Boulder Dome, this one's a little messy, but it's still pretty simple. You just want to grab every single one of these main files here and then the update file. Download all of those with Manager. Alright, so we're going to wait for all these to finish downloading, and then I'll meet you guys back here with the installation. Alrighty, so once all those are finished downloading, we're just going to go ahead and install them in the order that we downloaded them. Just make sure you're always doing manual and setting the data directory on the data folder. Make sure it says looks good. This is New Vegas Bounties 2. We're waiting for this to install. And some of these might take a while because some of these are pretty big quest mods. So if they're going to take a while, I'll cut and come back once they're done. Alright, so like I said, just keep going through these, setting data directory where it says looks good. And I'm probably not going to sit here. By this point you guys know how to install mods, so I'm going to go ahead and install all of these, and then I'll come back once I'm done with that. Alright, so the Beyond Boulder Dome one is going to be a bit different because there's so many different files. So just on the first one, hit manual, looks good. And then basically what you're going to do for all 6 of the Beyond Boulder Dome files is double click to install, leave the name as Beyond Boulder Dome, and when it pops up this message, just hit merge on all 5 of those. So once again, we'll be back once we're done installing all these. Alrighty, so once you've finished installing all those, you just go over to the mods panel and check all of them. And next we're going to be looking at some converted mods from Fallout 3. So these were mods that were pretty popular for the base game of Fallout 3, but they've been converted so that they could work with Tale of Two Wastelands. I'll link this in the description, but there's a whole page full of different mods that have been ported over. So I picked my 2 favorite, which are Vault 101 Revisited and Alton Illinois. So we're going to scroll down to the first one, which is Vault 101 Revisited, and it gives us some install info here. It says get the assets from the original mod, install it to your New Vegas data folder, and replace its ESM with the one provided by this mod. So we're going to go over to the Files tab and scroll down until you see Vault 101 Revisited. It's the very last one. So we're actually going to download this with Manager. Once it's done downloading, double click to install, manual, and you'll see all we have is Vault 101 Revisited ESM. That's okay. So install that. Now we're going to go over to the Vault 101 Revisited Fallout 3 page. We're going to scroll to the Files tab, and then we're going to download manually. Alrighty, so once that's done downloading, we're going to bring it out to our desktop. Open it up, see what's inside. As you can see, we have meshes, music, sound, textures, and then all of this stuff here, some text files, and then the ESM. So what we're going to do is extract this here. And we can get rid of this archive once that's done. Alright, open up this folder, and we can actually get rid of everything that's not a folder here. Alright, so now we're going to add this back to archive. We can get rid of that folder. So all that we should have in the folder now is meshes, music, sound, textures. So now we're going to go back over to Mod Organizer, add new mod from archive, double click that archive we just made, name it I'm actually going to change the name after this. You just want to make sure that the name is the same as the one we installed from Manager for Vault 101 Revisited. Make sure that looks good. I must have not spelled it exactly right because it didn't merge it. Oh yeah, there's no space there. So forget that. Do it again. Make sure you spell it right. So Tale 2 Wastelands, no space. Okay, and then you're going to merge those. So once that's done, we're actually going to change the name of this. You can do this at the beginning, I just forgot to. Vault 101 Revisited. And that's installed. So moving on to the next mod, Alton, Illinois. It's like one of the biggest new lands mods for Fallout 3. So go over to the Tale 2 Wasteland mod conversion page. If we scroll down to Alton, Illinois, you'll see download the original mod, install it to your New Vegas data folder, then overwrite the ESM and ESP with the ones provided. So we're gonna go over to Alton, Illinois on this page, on the Files tab of this page, download with Manager. Wait for that to finish downloading. Well, while we're waiting for that, we can go ahead and go over to the original Alton, Illinois page because we still need the original files. So we're going to download manually the main file. Then I'm not sure if we're going to need this, but we're going to go ahead and download it for now to hotfix. And that's all we need from there. Alright, so back over to Mod Organizer, double click to install this. Make sure you change the name to Alton, Illinois, or whatever you want it to be. Manual, so we got the ESM, ESP, okay, we can remove that. Alright, and this will take a while to download. It's a pretty big mod, so we'll come back once this is finished downloading and show you how to install it. Alrighty, so once you're done downloading those files, you can bring them onto your desktop and extract them to the desktop. Alrighty, so once those are finished extracting, we can get rid of the archives, and then we're going to make a new folder in our desktop and name it Alton IL. We're going to open up the main file, and we're going to drag and drop all of the folders into our new folder. And then open up the hotfix and download the meshes and sound, or take the meshes and sound folder and put it in there and replace the files in destination. Alright, we can get rid of these folder. And for the one we just made, go ahead and add to archive. Wait for this to finish up and we'll be back once we're done with that. Alrighty, and once that folder is done going into the archive, we can get rid of the folder. Open up Mod Organizer, install a new mod from an archive, get the new archive we just made, Alton, Illinois, open it to Manual, right click Alton, Illinois, set data directory. Now if you change the name of the first part we downloaded to Alton, Illinois, you'll get this dialog box, so you just hit merge. Alrighty, so once it's finished installing, just go over to the Mods tab, check it to finish up, and I actually made a mistake at the beginning of this video. When we were installing the New Vegas Uncut, we grabbed New Vegas Uncut Someguy series ESP. This actually needs the New Vegas Killer mod, which I'm not using. So this was down here, so under available ESPs, just go over to the optional ESPs tab. Under available ESPs, select Someguy series ESP and move that up under the optional series, or optional ESP. Sorry, because if you don't do that when you run loot, you're going to get a error and it won't sort your plugins. So after you do that, go over to loot, and you know the drill here. I'm not going to show this part. Just sort your plugins through loot, and then I'll meet you guys in game to show you what we've got. So here we are in Freeside. I don't really have a way to showcase the quests for you guys, but I do have a way to showcase New Vegas Uncut. One of the features of that mod is FreeSide Open. So as you can see, we have FreeSide Open. There's no loading doors where there usually is. The one downside to this is you do lose, I don't know, 4 or 5 frames per second. And the first time you come into FreeSide, it seems like it can stutter a little bit right here. But as you see, like it stuttered when I went through the first time, but I'm coming through here again and I'm getting 60 frames. So not too much of a performance impact, but just a little bit. So yeah, I thank you guys for watching this. I hope it was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about texture overhauls. NMC's texture pack requires a little bit of extra work to get it working with Tale 2 Wastelands, and we'll be discussing how to install that for Tale 2 Wastelands, and then some other texture overhauls as well. And then we're also going to be doing some miscellaneous textures and whatnot, but that might be saved for an episode all its own. Either way, I thank you guys for watching. I hope you join me for the next one, and I'll see you in the next one.